Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea and today I will be showing you how to crochet these cute little pouches. So these I have filled with little pockets of lavender and clove, and I plan on gifting these this holiday season along with other handmade gifts that I've already made. So the idea behind these is that you can gift them to somebody who you're already giving a gift to, and hopefully, the things in here, lavender's cloves, even cedar blocks, can help keep away moths or any other little bugs or animals that are attracted to woolly items. So I've actually just made these using leftover wool from 2 Christmas gift items that I'm already finished with. So this little red pouch I made with the extra yarn from this headband, which is my Alma headband pattern. I still need to wash and block this one, so actually I'll go ahead and put it on because I'm still going to wash it and block it even though it is a gift. So this is what it looks like. Super warm and cozy. So that's the first one. And then this white pouch, this one right here, I made using the extra yarn from this crochet pattern, which is my Kelly Hood pattern. I also need to wash and block this one, so I will also put it on to show you what it looks like. Hopefully I'm not covering the microphone, but this is what it looks like. Oh yeah, and I got a microphone now. Hopefully y'all can hear me well. But yeah, I had some extra yarn from both projects and I thought these would be a great kind of additional extra gift to gift along with the other things, just because maybe some people don't know that there are little bugs or moths that are attracted to like woolly items. And from my research, I've read that lavender, cloves, and cedar kind of help keep away moths or anything that might want to eat your pieces. Maybe, like literal mothballs you can put in here. I don't know. I just think it's like a nice little detail. This little pouch works up super quickly and you can whip them out like as I did with the extra yarn from your project that you've already done. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to crochet one of these. Okay, so for today's video, I am using some leftover worsted weight yarn and a 5mm hook, but you can do this with any size hook and any size yarn. You might just have to switch up the dimensions or the number of rows and chains that you do. So to show you, my little pouch here is about, let's say, 3 inches wide and about 4 inches tall at the end. But, obviously you can customize it to be smaller, larger, taller, whatever you want. And before I begin, I just wanted to show you what I added inside so that you have an idea of what you could add inside. I literally just made these 2 little kind of packets of I believe these are lavender. No, maybe they're cloves. I just wrapped them in some leftover tissue paper that I had and put some tape on it. Same with this one. I just packed these 2 little kind of packets and then I place them in here, and that's what gives it this really nice aromatic smell. And you can also replace these, whenever the item that you put inside has kind of run its course, is no longer as strong as it was before. That's the beauty of these, is that you can take them out as you need to. Alright, so to begin, I'm just going to make a slip knot with a regular length tail, and I'm just going to chain 21. Alright, now once I have chained 21, I'm going to work back along my chain and I'm going to work single crochets in each chain starting from the second chain from the hook. But I'm going to turn my chain and I'm going to work those single crochets in the back bumps of my chain. This is going to give me a neater edge, and it's going to make sure that this first row is nice and tight, which is exactly what we want at the bottom of our pouch. So make sure that you work this first row carefully. This is probably the trickiest row in the whole little pouch. Just work carefully, take your time, and make sure that you are working in those back bumps of your chains. So by back bump, I mean this little bump that sticks out here at the back of your chain when you turn it to face away from you. And just do that all the way down your chain. Okay, I am approaching the last chain here and just working into that last back bump. And now if I go back and count my stitches, I should have 20 stitches because we did 21 chains and started in the second chain from the hook. So I've actually already gone ahead and counted, and I do in fact have 20 stitches. So I'm ready to begin with row 2. So row 2, I'm going to chain 2, and turn my work, and this chain 2 does not count as a stitch. And to the first stitch of the row, I'm going to work a regular double crochet, and I'm using US terms here. And now we're going to begin our pattern repeat for row 2. It's very simple. We're going to skip 1 stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to go back and double crochet into that skipped stitch right there, working over this first double crochet that we just worked. So just working another double crochet. Alright, so I'll show you that again. We're going to skip the next stitch, double crochet in the following stitch. Then we're going to go back into the skipped stitch and work a double crochet into that stitch. So I'm just going to pause here for a moment and we can look at our work. We've done 1 regular double crochet and then 2 sets of these kind of crossed double crochets. So this just gives us a really nice kind of eyelet here in our work, and after we've put the little packets of lavender clove or whatever you want to put in there, it leaves these really nice little openings in the little pouch, which is exactly what we want. So you're just going to continue this across your row, skip 1 stitch, double crochet 1, and then go back into that skipped stitch and work a double crochet. I'm going to do this across my row, and I should have 1 stitch remaining at the end. Alright, so I'm here at the point where I have 1 stitch left to work into, and into that last stitch I'm just going to work a regular double crochet. And that is it for row 2. This is what we have so far. And now I'm just going to repeat rows 1 and 2. So my next row, row 3, will be a single crochet row. Then row 4 will be another row work just like this one that I've just shown you with these kind of crossed double crochets. Remember to start and end the row with a regular double crochet, and so on and so on. So you're just alternating single crochet rows and these crossed double crochet rows, and you're going to keep working until you have a total of 9 rows, which means you should end on a single crochet row. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that off camera and meet up with you once I'm done. Alright, so I am back after working my 9 rows, and this is what my little rectangle is looking like so far. You'll know you have 9 rows when you can count 4 of these kind of crossed double crochet rows and then just work an extra single crochet row on top of that. So we are almost done with the body of the little pouch, but now we need to work this little edge here. So if you can see on this pouch that I've already done, I have this nice little picot edge here, and I just think it adds a really nice detail, especially when the pouch is all cinched up. I think it looks really cute. So to do that edge, it's very simple. We're going to chain 1, turn our work. I'm going to work 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and now I'm ready to work a picot into the top of this stitch. So to do that, I'm going to chain 3. Once I've done my chain 3, I'm going to slip stitch back into my single crochet, but I'm going to insert my hook through the front loop of the top of the stitch and then this leftmost leg of my single crochet, and I'm going to yarn over and slip stitch. So our little chain 3 creates this little picot, and we've now anchored it to our single crochet. So in the next stitch, I'm just going to work 1 regular single crochet. So there's my little picot, and now I'm going to repeat that. So once again, I'm going to work 1 single crochet, then into the top of this single crochet, I'm going to work a picot. So I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And then to finish off this little picot, I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that stitch I just worked, and then the leftmost leg of that same single crochet, and slip stitch, and then do 1 more single crochet. I'm going to show you one more time. So I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch. Now I want to work a picot into the top of this stitch, so I'm going to chain 3. And now I want to finish it by working a slip stitch through this front loop of my single crochet and through the leftmost leg of my single crochet and just working a slip stitch. And now I just need to work 1 more single crochet, and I can go ahead and repeat that across the top of my row here. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue off camera, and I'll meet back up with you once I'm done. Okay, so I went ahead and finished my little picot border here. As you can see, it looks really, really nice. We get these little tiny baubles at the top of our work. And that is it for the body of your pouch. You are now ready to crochet it together. You can also alternatively seam it together, but I think it's completely okay to just crochet it together. We're gonna hide this crochet seam on the inside by turning our work inside out. So I'm all for crocheting this together, but if you want a really, really nice and neat finish, you are also more than welcome to seam it closed. So I'm going to fold my work in half and bring this part of my pouch, this part that has the tail end here, and I'm going to bring it back to my working loop so that my hook is in the front of my work. And I'm just going to single crochet my two edges together. I'm going to try to be as neat as possible, but like I said, this seam is going to be on the inside of my work, so it's okay if it's not the prettiest. And again, this pouch is really just to hold like a nice scent, so it doesn't need to be in use all the time. You know, it's likely just going to be in somebody's drawer, so it doesn't have to be the prettiest. I'm certainly not trying to make it super, super neat, but you're just going to single crochet all around this edge and all along the bottom of the pouch, working the edges and the bottom together to just close your pouch and turn it into one piece. So I'm just going to finish doing this off camera, and I'll meet up with you when I'm done. One little tip that I forgot to mention is when you reach this bottom point, when you want to single crochet the bottom of your pouch together, is you can actually crochet over your tail end of yarn. So what I mean by that is when you're working those single crochets, just wrap your working yarn around that tail end of yarn, and that way you don't have to weave it in later. It kind of just gets tucked away under the single crochets that you are working. So that is a nice little trick. That way you don't have to weave it in later. But yeah, I'm about to finish this and show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so I have reached the edge here of my pouch, and now I can just take some scissors and cut a tail of yarn, pull my hook through that loop, and I'm actually going to go ahead and just cut this tail end of yarn, which is the one that I crocheted over. That one's already nice and secure. And then this one I can just go ahead and kind of weave loosely in with my crochet hook. It again doesn't have to be perfect. It is a little bit tricky to hide ends when you have such an open stitch pattern like the one in this little pouch. So I like to try and weave in my tail end of yarn here through the seam. I should probably be using a darning needle, but just for the purposes of this video, I'm trying to just weave it here. But yeah, I would recommend using a darning needle for this step. And then once you have tucked it away enough, you can go ahead, cut your yarn. So obviously we have a visible seam here, but now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to open my pouch and turn it inside out to hide that seam. And now we're almost done. All we have to do now is create the little drawstring. So to do that, I'm literally just going to work a chain with my same yarn and my same hook. And I recommend a chain that is about 12 inches or 30 centimeters long. Maybe you could go a little bit longer, but I probably wouldn't do too much longer than that. And then I'm going to thread it through the, let's say, 8th row of the body of our pouch. So the last double crochet row where we did our crossover double crochets or our cross double crochets, I'm going to thread this chain through there. So that looks to me like about 12 inches. So I'm just gonna cut my yarn and do one last chain, pull it through, secure it there, secure this tail end of yarn. And again, I'm just gonna feed my chain through this row of those crossed double crochets like a drawstring. So I'm just gonna literally feed it through here, feed that tail end through there, then the next one in the next gap, and so on along the entire perimeter of my pouch. Okay, so I have finished feeding my drawstring through, and once I've done that and really secured the two ends, I'm just going to snip them here at the bottom so that I don't have these long tail ends of yarn here hanging at the bottom. And my little pouch is done. Now you can go ahead and put in, honestly, whatever you want in here. It just occurred to me that these could make like a nice AirPod case or really anything you want. But like I said, I recommend just filling these little packets of lavender or cloves, cedar blocks, mothballs, whatever you want. I just wrapped mine in some tissue paper, taped them closed, and then you can stuff them in your little pouch like so. And tell the recipient to switch these little packets out as needed. And once the little packets are in there, we can pull our drawstring closed and just tie a cute little bow. And you could also be festive, and change the tissue paper for something more holiday themed, use their favorite color, whatever you think they would like. And we have our little pouches. So I have now made 3 of these. I just stole the little packets from inside this white one to fill the one I just made. But yeah, I think these are so cute, and they make an extra little lovely gift in addition to whatever you're already planning on giving your gift recipient. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video tutorial useful, and if you end up making any of these little pouches, please let me know. Make sure to tag me on Instagram, and yeah, I would love to see your creations with these. If you want to follow me on Instagram, make sure to follow me at COSMAUDÍ. I'll leave my tag down here below. You can see more of my designs behind the scenes and just more of my daily life if you're interested in that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye!